We are living in an age where we are surrounded by technology. This technology needs to communicate with us. That's where user interface design comes into action. But, how was it before technology? In this chapter, we will take a look at the history of user interface and how it got the importance it has nowadays. Prehistoric times. Humans in prehistoric times had to communicate with each other. They began communicating by drawing on the walls of the caves representations of animals, nature, and what surrounded them. Hieroglyphs were one of the first ways used. The communication started between humans. This symbolism later evolved into alphabets, writing, painting, general art, and so on. Over time, cavemen evolved into citymen, and the stones used to draw hieroglyphs on the walls evolved into pens. Nowadays we still use symbols and iconography such as emojis that are worldwide understandable because they express emotions, and sometimes icons go beyond words. The rise of software. In the beginning of the 80s, Alan Kay at Xerox PARC developed the first graphics user interface, now called User Interface. 2 years later, Apple introduced Lisa, the first computer with a graphical user interface that revolutionized the world of technology for a common user. Lisa was the first personal computer to come out. It was an important moment in the evolution of user interface design. New millennium. The development of user interface design to help users navigate the applications was improved on the established devices and tools in the early 2000s. But user interface transcends applications and software. Apple introduced the first optical mouse without a trackball called Pro Mouse. After that, Apple's Magic Mouse came out and allowed users to interact with the computers in different ways. It allowed combinations of multiple fingers. 2007 to 2011. This period got the most advances in terms of technologies associated with user interface design. Touch interfaces on smartphones, computers, and tablets started coming out. From the introduction of the first smartphone to the first tablets, this enabled multi-point capacitive touch that allowed the user to interact with digital content in new ways. 2012 to nowadays. Touch user interface design is already implemented as the way to interact with digital content. But we are seeing more development in enhancing interfaces of other everyday machines, like, for example, the way we interact with ATMs. Voice assistants started to gain popularity in 2012 with Apple's Siri personal voice assistant, which started a new level of user interface design. It is no longer the interface we see, but how we can communicate with it in 3 dimensions. Today we have smartwatches, interactive wearables, VR devices, AI-powered cars that we can interact with, and so on. User interface is, and will always be, attached to the development of technology as it is the way we can interact, or speak, with machines.